Good evening, and welcome to another episode of my 15 Minutes. My name is John. The channel is Old Folks Boogie 2. I'm old and I boogie, so that's why. But this is what I do every day. I put 15 minutes of myself on YouTube. I don't know anybody who it benefits particularly. Let's see here. I'm going to do it. There we go. A little adjusting. Anybody it benefits except me, really. Uh, Maybe somebody somewhere will find some use out of all this, but who knows? I'm going to do it for a year. This is episode number 67. It is the 7th day of March. Yesterday was my brother Don's birthday. Happy birthday again, Don, if you happen to see this. Yesterday was his birthday, and today it's not. But today actually is Saturday, the 7th of March, and Susan went a little nuts this morning in the house. If you don't know, that's my wife, Susan. She went a little nuts in the kitchen, and we ended up with an unbelievable amount of really expired canned goods and stuff. I don't even know how we did it. We had a case we had to throw away an entire case of tomato paste from 2015. Why do we even have a case of tomato paste? I have no idea, from 2015. Wow, I mean, that's really 5 years back. That's really, and we had other stuff too. There was a lot of it. I feel guilty. You can't give it away because it's so far out of date, and you can't eat it because it's so far out of date. But trash man, here you go. That's all. There's nothing left to do. I'm not opening it up and separating the food stuff from the can and then recycling the can. Sorry, that's way too much work. I deal with having issues with paints and stuff that I have to recycle. We take care of it the correct way. We dispose of it in the lawful way. But this is food. I'm not taking the food apart just so we can recycle a few cans. But anyway, it was an amazing thing. But then afterwards, Susan, we were talking. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I got itch. I got a nose itch. Oh goodness. Ooh, that was a bad one too. Sorry about that. If I was an editing kind of guy, I'd edit that out of there before he gets it. But we don't edit on this video. It goes for 15 minutes and that's it. Whatever happens, happens. Not a lot. Nose itch. But Susan and I were talking after this was done, and the pantry and the refrigerator and some other stuff. We were working on the kitchen, and it was early afternoon, and she said she wanted to start drinking more tea and less coffee, and she's doing so, but she doesn't want to use the Keurig machine to make tea with, and she'd rather brew it. But then you got to put the I should just go out and get a kettle, an electric kettle. I said, I see them every day at the thrift shops. I said, they are constantly being given up. People don't want. I don't know why, but they're all over the place. You go out, you're looking for an electric kettle to heat up water with, not a problem. And she didn't want to do it in the microwave. I don't know why, but water takes a while in the microwave. It doesn't heat up so fast. But I said, well, I see them all the time. Let's go. Oh, really? Okay, well, let's go. So we decided to go and hit a couple thrift stores. I very rarely get the opportunity to take my wife with me, take Susan with me. She doesn't often want to go, really. Or if she does, she has other things to deal with and can't go. And especially during the week when I'm going, mostly, she's working. So I have that freedom to go out to a thrift store because she's actually out making a decent living. But anyway, neither here nor there. Ooh, Stop that. I hate that. I don't like saying that. I got to remind myself all the time. Stop that. Bad habit, bad crutch. Where was I? Oh, anyway, so we went out and we had a great time. Actually, we didn't get back till much later than we thought. We actually ended up some good buys at one thrift shop. We went to a Nova, which is one of my favorites. A little bit on the busy side, really. I'm telling you, these places are like Walmart shrunk down. You can't imagine the number of people, and it's hard to find a parking space in a thrift shop, but it is that way. But anyway, look, one of the things that I got today was this little framed ditty. Really cute. So what happened is this little piece is actually in that it's a folk art style image, flat image, no real perspective. But it's nice. It's really cute. But just a couple weeks ago, I bought a big one, a signed numbered print by a known artist at a thrift shop. Big. I mean, it's huge. I don't know, compared to this, it's, it's really big. We have it hanging on the wall in the family room. Anyway, it's almost the same. It's not the same. It's the same style, but it's not the same artist. The other one is a known artist. This is actually, I took this apart, and because the frame was in bad shape, color-wise, and the image needed a little work on the inside. So I took the pins out of the back, and it's not. You can see the back. It's not. What do you call it? It's not sealed. And what I found was, once I took it apart, that the image was just cut out of something. This is somebody's exercise. They went to a framing class, and somebody said, find a picture. Calendars are a good source of beautiful images so you can frame and hang on your wall for cheap. Either they went to a framing class, or they did a YouTube video or something, and they wanted to learn how to do framing and matting. And so they did this one. And I got it for $4 at the thrift shop. And it's worth $4 because it's cute. When I restained the wood, it's got no real finish to it, so it was real easy to take the stain. And I darkened it back up and got rid of all there was all dust and stuff in these cracks along here. These are actually rabbits that have been run on the molding. They're rabbited down there, these two. And there was dust and stuff. So I cleaned all that up, and it turned out real nice. I'll finish putting all the pins back in later and do that. But we also, at the same time, the very first thing we did, we walked into the Nova shop. And as you walk in, if you move to the right and go around the corner a little bit, there's a whole wall of nothing but appliances and kitchen stuff. You just never know what you're going to find there. But the first thing we found was a kettle, an electric water kettle. And it holds 1.7 liters of water. I mean, that's a lot of water, 1.7 liters. It's a Melita, so it's a brand name. Clean as a whistle. It doesn't have a box or an instruction manual or anything. But $5 for that one. And it was the first thing we grabbed. I just grabbed that Melita. I'm like, here it is, dear. It's just exactly what you're looking for. So we brought that home. We brought this picture home. And then we left Nova, and we went out to the Good Stuff thrift over in Buckingham, which I very rarely get to these days. It's just really far out of the way. And it's a little more high-end than I'm looking for. But anyway, we went there, and of all things, one of the things that Susan really likes, and actually Anne Marie too. Sam and I don't really care, but these two love mugs. We have more mugs than they have for sale at the thrift shop in this house, and in what and that's okay. I don't mind that. We've collected mugs from places where we go, but one of the things that Susan really has taken a liking to over the years is diner style mugs. Thick, pottery mugs, thick, heavy. You can you can bang them on a table, and all you do is slosh the coffee. You'll never break the handle off or anything because they're so sturdy and so strong. But anyway, she found 4 of those in white, and on top of that, they're buffalo pottery mugs. I mean, every one of them's marked. They've all got the buffalo stamp. They're a matched set of 4. I mean, I'm sure there's thousands more out there. This was a set of 4 for $4, $1 a piece. I mean, oh my goodness, that Susan was just ecstatic with that. That was her find. And then we found an electric popcorn popper, and I mean the old style where it spins. The kettle gets hot and it spins, and it pops out the top, and it fills up the bin. And it's got a door, and you can reach in and get popcorn and all that. And it's tabletop size, countertop size. It's 15, 18 inches tall off the counter, maybe 20 inches. It's pretty big. It won't fit underneath the counter in the kitchen. The top of this thing will not go underneath the upper cabinets from where they sit. You can put it on the counter, but if you try to move it back underneath the cabinet, it won't go. So it's taller enough. It's taller than that area. I didn't measure it. But anyway, again, like brand new, just no box, no instruction manual. But it's made by a known company, Nostalgia Electronics. They've got a website. Susan went on. We found out, how to take it apart, how to clean it, how to put, and we turned it on and made a batch of popcorn right off the bat, just beautifully done. And it's got the little thing, and you reach over and you can tilt out the popcorn that's left at the end, and then go and put more oil and popcorn back in again and keep it going, and eventually you'll fill up this whole tub with with fresh popcorn. And $18. And we looked it up, and I can't remember, but I think she said it was like a $79 an item or something in that range. 79, I don't know. But we got it for $18. And again, it's like brand new. It's red, and it's really pretty. Don't know what we're going to do with it, where we're going to keep it. That's the other thing. Where do you keep something once you grabbed a hold of it? We don't have any counter space. It's an old house. We don't have any counter space to speak of. Although we did convert what used to be the table in the kitchen, and we put lifts on it and brought it up to counter height. So now it's usable as a workstation. So we now have additional 6 feet of counter space. That table's about 6 feet long, I think. So we have about an additional 6 feet of counter space. So we have 10 feet on the one side and 6 feet on, so we have 16 feet of counter space now. And we don't have room for anything. It's 16 feet of counter space, and it's all used up. But anyway, we had a good day at the thrift stores. We had a good time. Found some really neat things for cheap. We've got to love that. So all in all, this week's actually been a couple of, not spending much money, but having, accumulated a couple nice things, and, decorate the house a little bit. Start putting artwork up on these walls and making this place come alive again. It's been a lot of time since that this living room's been a long time since it's been really used. It sat fallow for the longest time, and now it's it's become a nice place again. Anyway, guess what time it is? It's time for my 15 minutes to end. It's time to say goodnight. I don't know if this conversation meant anything to anybody but me, but it was fun while it lasted. So, good night, everyone. Anyone. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, but be kind out there. Be kind to anybody. Give somebody a break. When somebody's trying to come out on a corner, don't go around them and make that left hand turn across the front of them. Stop. Let them pull out and get out and into the road, and cut people brakes on the road these days. It's hard enough driving. Anyway, good night. See you later.